President Muhammadu Buhari has enjoined all Christian faithfuls and Nigerians to show love to one another, as exemplified by Christ. The president, who gave this advice in his Christmas message to the nation, describes Christians as their best neighbors. President Buhari urged use the opportunity to solicit support for the downtrodden who, he said, cannot afford to celebrate Yuletide in a special way. In his words, President Buhari says, and I quote, "We must never lose sight of the symbiotic relationship between Christmas and hope, Jesus Christ and humility, and Christianity and grace. In the season of love, joy, peace, let us not fail to remember those who really wish to celebrate but are constrained in one way or the other by reaching out to them." End of quote. I mean, a lot to talk about this Christmas message.
Yes, it is. And Merry Christmas, by the way, everyone. Merry Christmas,
yeah.
Dr. Bati. Merry Christmas, Rufai. Interesting. It's always, some people look forward to the president's Christmas address as with on special occasions when we have holidays like this. As he said himself in his speech, it's an opportunity to highlight the symbiotic relationship between Christians, Christmas, the Christian faith, and hope. Therefore, we would want to believe that a message on Christmas Day should be full of hope as well for the Nigerian people, where he highlighted a few things, talked about the importance of neighborliness, made reference to neighbors of his Christian friends who are neighbors. Also important to mention that this is his last Christmas message as president, so this is quite sentimental for him. I want to believe would be sentimental for him as well. However, some of the things that we would have liked to see, in that message, and I'm saying this side by side, some messages from leaders across the world. Leaders use this opportunity to, when they give messages on Christmas Day like this, to connect with the people that they serve, to empathize with the issues that they're facing, to show and demonstrate that even in this, we are together. I'm a leader who is aware of what you're going through, and I'm able to speak to these issues. Unfortunately, we didn't quite see that in the president's message. In terms of hope for Nigerians, he's mentioned that he was committed to providing, material support to agencies, security agencies, and otherwise leading up to the days of his leaving the office on the 29th of May. But he could have also spoken to security, especially spoken to the people of Southern Kaduna, emphasizing with them. He could have touched on the fuel scarcity. He could have shown his humanity and let Nigerians see that we have a leader who is in touch with with our feelings.
Okay, last Christmas to be celebrated as president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari himself in that speech pointed out that he has 22 weeks to go. And he was talking about Christianity and the message of love, Jesus Christ and humanity, and Christianity and grace. So it was a message of hope, but he also used the opportunity to remind Nigerians of what his administration has been able to achieve, particularly in the area of infrastructure, and what he has been able to do managing the economy, and also ensuring energy sufficiency. I don't know whether that is the right word to use, but he used that occasion also to remind everyone and to thank his neighbors, immediate neighbors in the Federal Capital Territory, who later yesterday paid homage to him as his traditional, led by the SCT minister. And he also talked about the elections, the coming elections, and the need for Nigerians to vote for a candidate who will sustain his legacy of achievements. Well, it's up to Nigerians to make their choice, because opinion is divided in terms of the performance of the administration and whether there will be enough persons to sustain his legacy. What does that really mean? Is he saying vote for the APC? But Nigerians, of course, will decide when they go to the polls. The president yesterday also, made some other statements that are in the papers. When he was visited by the Christian community around the Federal Capital Territory. Of course, he thanked them, and he made a point, of course, about good neighborliness. He made a point about, how he has served a very good time, and how he will peacefully retire to Daura, very close to the border of Niger Republic, where he hopes to spend his life in retirement. Before then, there was also an event around Christmas for him, when there was a documentary shown celebrating his 80th birthday. This was a private showing by family and friends celebrating the president. And on that occasion, the key message that came out is that when he heard about Jibrin or Sudan, that he thought that the people were being cheeky, but that this is political time, people will throw anything at anything, including the personality of the president. But, you know, many Nigerians have congratulated him that he has had a healthy run, despite the fact that he spent over 103 days at a point in hospital in the UK. But now, you know, he's finishing strong in a very healthy shape, and many can see that all the evil wishers who thought the president would die in office, that did not happen. So, well, that's about it.
Okay. I hear we're constrained for time. Wish the president happy 80th birthday. His Christmas message, a lot left unsaid. And when I hear things like to sustain his legacy, and by the way, I thought that Jubril joke was a very bad joke, was in poor taste. No, we shouldn't do that to people. I will never support all sorts of nefarious jokes against people because of political exigencies. I'll never support that. And I thought that joke was in poor taste. But also, going forward, Nigerian leaders should tell us what is wrong with them when they are not feeling well. It is really important. But concerning the legacies, what are the legacies on ground? Is it the legacy of fuel scarcity? The fact that cost of rice has increased? There's inflation of over 20%? Yes, he keeps arguing he has done infrastructure. We salute him for that. But if the economic conditions of people do not improve, then there's a problem. Because the true test of every leader is that was life better 4 years ago than it is now? And Nigerians have really had a torrid Christmas with a lot of hardship. We started the year with fuel scarcity. We're ending the year with fuel scarcity. And there's still so much left undone. But I wish him the best.